Lucia, do you know why you're here?
Bad luck, I guess.
GTA 6 is the most anticipated game ever, with the initial trailer already setting new world records. The pressure on Rockstar has been immense to deliver something greater than what GTA 5 provided. In an ever-evolving industry, many wonder if GTA 6 can top the influence and success of GTA 5, which spanned over 10 years. How will Rockstar once again change the way we view games? With a reported production cost of $2 billion, GTA 6 is now the most expensive entertainment product ever made, which isn't surprising, considering the game entered its first development phase in 2014. More than 3,000 employees across 11 studios worldwide are working on the game, and the results were evident in the first trailer. From the crowded beach to the beautiful night scenes, GTA 6 already looks graphically and technically leaps ahead of other games. In addition, the trailer revealed several new and exciting features never seen in a game like GTA. Days before the GTA 6 trailer, a friend of a Rockstar employee's son allegedly leaked a video of the game in development. The footage showed a city with a big highway next to a skate park, which wasn't a surprising discovery after the 2022 GTA 6 leaks. The small clip was initially leaked on TikTok, and the account owner couldn't resist responding to messages. One particular message asked if the game would have enterable buildings, to which the leaker replied that at least 70% of the buildings would be accessible. Whether this is true is still questionable, as the leaker also claimed that the game is aimed for a 2024 release. However, the idea of making almost all buildings enterable isn't far-fetched, given the extensive work and production costs involved. With today's technologies, this vision is achievable. Back in 2012, Rockstar already envisioned 100% of the buildings being accessible, every home interior modeled, every building enterable. These ideas were discussed in a 2012 briefing session at Rockstar North, where a bold vision for the next GTA was shared, even though the technology didn't exist back then. A year prior to GTA 5's release in 2013, when Rockstar first had visions for GTA 6 and what they envisioned for the next iteration in the series post-GTA 5. Former Rockstar president Leslie Benzies was asked by Digital Trends if there was any chance Vice City might return in a future GTA. He responded by saying it was always a possibility, but added that Vice City, more than any other GTA game, was about the era as much as the setting. Miami in the 1980s is so iconic that revisiting it in a different time period might feel strange. However, Benzies also mentioned Rockstar's vision for a big world containing all their cities, allowing players to fly between them and revisit favorite areas. In that context, reimagining Vice City would be very interesting. So, even back then, Rockstar had grand ambitions for what GTA 6 could eventually become. However, based on what we officially know about GTA 6 so far, as seen in Trailer 1 and Rockstar's official press release stating that GTA 6 will be heading to the state of Leonida and Vice City, it seems those massive ambitions from many years ago have been scaled back, at least for now. Perhaps these larger plans may be realized in GTA 7 or even post-launch content for GTA 6. I'll elaborate more on this later in the video to connect the dots. In 2013, the first talk of GTA 6 specifically came soon after GTA 5's release on September 17th of that year. Rockstar North president Leslie Benzies mentioned that they had 45 years worth of ideas in mind. In an interview, when asked if there was already a GTA 6, Benzies responded that while they didn't know what GTA 6 would be, they had plenty of ideas. In 2014, according to a later report by reputable games insider Jason Schreier, GTA 6 has been in development in some form since 2014, likely in the pre-production and planning stages. This is when brainstorming and idea development were likely happening, involving the higher-ups at Rockstar Games, including writers Dan Houser, Sam Houser, and Leslie Benzies. Speaking of Leslie Benzies, he took a sabbatical leave from Rockstar in September of that year. This is important to note, as I'll return to this later. In 2016, something significant happened. Leslie Benzies, a driving force behind the GTA franchise, left Rockstar Games. Benzies had been one of the most important figureheads at Rockstar. After taking his sabbatical, he attempted to return to work, only to find his email access suspended, and he was told to leave the office. Later that year on April 12th, Benzies filed a $150 million million lawsuit against Rockstar and its parent company, Take-Two Interactive, over unpaid royalties. This case was eventually settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. Benzie's departure marked a significant change within the company. In 2018, the first major leak of GTA 6 occurred. It was reported that the game would be set in Vice City in South America, with a female lead character, a first for the series. This information aligned with Rockstar's internal codename for the game, Project Americas. Later that year, Dan Houser expressed in an interview that it was difficult to imagine releasing GTA 6 in the current climate, as societal and political dynamics had become increasingly polarized. Dan Houser left the company after an extended break. His departure raised concerns among fans that GTA 6 might feel different without his creative influence. Shortly after, in 2021, industry insider Tom Handerson shared more leaks, stating that GTA 6 would be set in a modern time frame, rather than the 1980s as previously rumored. This decision was made to accommodate GTA Online, Rockstar's biggest financial asset, by allowing for more freedom in releasing content. Henderson also revealed that the game's map would be dynamic, changing, and expanding with DLC, similar to Fortnite's seasonal model. He added that the game would feature multiple playable characters, including a female character with expertise in technology and hacking. Henderson's leaks also suggested the possibility of cryptocurrency being incorporated into GTA 6 storyline, or GTA Online. He speculated that while players wouldn't trade virtual currency for real-world money, cryptocurrency could be used for mission rewards and other in-game features. Additionally, new gameplay elements, such as wingsuits, were hinted at, which could offer new experiences within the GTA universe. In a recent interview with San in Play, GTA 3 and San Andreas developer Avi Vermage was asked whether he'd been aware of the huge GTA 6 leak that took place in September 2022. In response, Vermage said that he hadn't followed the leak closely, but that's because the leaks are usually not as important as people think. It's just because there are millions of people waiting for any news, and Rockstar doesn't give them any news, explains. Vermage explains that he can totally understand why those studios never offer any news. Because whenever a big company says anything, whether it's Rockstar or EA or Ubisoft of whatever, it gets analyzed and it often gets run negatively. From the developer's point of view then, their best bet is just to be quiet. That's what they're doing. It's a shame it's gone that way, but it's not just their fault. Rockstar says that the GTA 6 leak was extremely disappointing and claimed that the reveal of dozens of early gameplay videos and screenshots cost it $5 million and thousands of hours of staff time. Since that leak, we've had a much closer look at the game thanks to the GTA 6 trailer, but according to Vermage, even that might not be too much to get excited about. He's long removed from Rockstar itself, but his prediction is that GTA 6 won't be wildly different from GTA 5, and that might disappoint a few fans. Rumors that GTA 6 will only have a 30 frames per second mode, and guess where that came from? Yep, Digital Foundry. Full disclosure, I still don't agree with them on the GTA 6 fiasco regarding 30 frames per second on the PS5 Pro and PS5. The truth is, we just don't know yet. They also don't have strong insights on why or how GTA 6 will perform on consoles, aside from the classic CPU bottleneck. But here's the twist. In their latest video, they finally addressed the uproar by saying, "We cannot confirm, we just think." This whole fiasco started because of them, and now they're backtracking, but the damage is done. It's a perfect storm of uncertainty and speculation. There aren't many things we know about the characters so far, but we knew a few details before the first trailer because of the September 22nd leaks. So, the voice actor for Lucia has apparently been found, Manny Perez. She shares identical facial similarities with Lucia. She starred in Law & Order alongside the GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 actors, Stephen Ogg, Ned Luke, and Roger Clark. Also, her voice is pretty much an identical match if you listen to this clip.
There anything, just a smidge that you could give us on what you're doing right now, that you're on the set of?
What I'm doing right now, it's big, but NDAs. That's all I can say.
I got you. I understand. Okay, is it a TV show or a movie?
I can't even get into that.
Oh,
yeah.
Action comedy?
Man, I wish if I could, I would. But you know, I like making my monies, and and you know, they love NDAs. So
I totally understand. All right, so we're gonna maybe something will slip. And and then we'll be out with that. But but I can't pull it out of you. I understand that. You got your guard up. I know how it is.
The clip you just heard is her on a podcast about 2 years ago, talking about a big project she's working on, which she couldn't disclose due to NDAs. It's also worth noting that she's based in New York, where Rockstar's motion capture studio is located. This is where all the mocap work was done for GTA 5, as previously confirmed by Ned Luke, Stephen Ogg, and Solo. This has not been confirmed by Rockstar, so it's worth taking all of this with a pinch of salt, but there's no denying that she has some physical similarities, as well as a voice that sounds very similar to Lucia's. From the clips, we learned that Jason and Lucia are the main protagonists, and even learned their heights. Lucia being 5 feet 3 inches, or 160 centimeters, and Jason standing at 6 feet 1 inch, or 185 centimeters respectively. The conversations between the two protagonists suggest they are in a relationship, which was later confirmed with the release of the first trailer. The earliest leaks from Tom Handerson suggested that there could be a female hacker protagonist in the game, which could be accurate. In the leaked development footage, Lucia carries a hacker jammer, immobilizer bypass, USB drive, and an auto dialer in her inventory. In one of the clips, Jason enters a shop and has an ability similar to the Eagle Eye system seen in RDR2, which can highlight items of interest such as jewelry, safes, security cameras, and more. Switching between these two characters will be incredibly fast, and when they are close to each other, it's virtually instant. We also found out about new and returning characters from the Grand Theft Auto 5 story. Jay Norris, the Life Invader CEO who was killed with the help of Michael and Lester live on TV in the GTA 5 story, was mentioned by some NPCs. One NPC says something about Jay Norris downloading their brain before being interrupted by another NPC who states that he is dead. This indicates that GTA 6 is set in the same HD universe as GTA 5. New characters seen or mentioned in the leaks include Sam, who is seen having troubles with his partner in a nightclub scene. A character called Booby is also present in the game. While there isn't much we know about Booby, we do know that he introduces Jason and Lucia to a friend named Dre. In the same clip inside the nightclub, Dre is talking to Jason and says, "Man, you all really came at the right time. Remember how I said I was trying to get in the music game? Booby and I partnered up. He put the bread up for the studio and I got the artists." Before being interrupted and getting into an argument with another character named Tit, Dre refers to Sam as being straight out of a mob movie. Shortly after this scene, a prompt appears on the right-hand side of the screen, indicating that 2 new contacts have been added to your phone, R.B. Shaw and Billy. There is also a scene where a character, who we don't have a name for yet, is seen shooting at Jason, who is hiding behind a car. There are many other characters mentioned, like Kai Wyman, Zach, Vicky, Iris, and Shanice. Thanks to a mission icon on the minimap, we also know of a YJ that we will be doing some sort of missions with. In addition to characters, various gangs are also seen and mentioned in the leaks, including the San Haitian Gang, the Guardia Brothers, and another group called the Far-Right Militia, which is only seen in the form of a name given to a group in an events list in the development footage. It is unknown if they will be an active gang or something you will come across while exploring, similar to the clan in Red Dead Redemption 2. A number of new mechanics and gameplay systems are coming to the game that were not present in GTA 5. Dropping and picking up items and weapons will be much more immersive, and we'll have the ability to switch which shoulder we aim over with weapons. Shooting from vehicles will be different from GTA 5, as we will be able to shoot in third person from inside the vehicle over the protagonist's shoulder. This contrasts with GTA 5, where shooting was done outside of the vehicle. One exciting change is the sound and quality of the guns, which now have much more depth and realism than what we've seen in GTA 5. The ability to go prone, walk while in cover, and even have the option to revive yourself after taking heavy damage are also new additions. A variety of new and existing open-world activities will be making their way into GTA 6, including dice, fishing, and races available in single player. We've also seen some hints about a large number of enterable buildings, which was confirmed with the original leak clips. There will be numerous interiors at generic locations such as gas stations, pawn shops, and restaurants. A debug code seen in one clip indicated at least 157 different interiors in GTA 6, and counting. Some of the enterable buildings include the Malibu Club, pawn shops, strip clubs, supermarkets, bars, restaurants, and a large number of apartments with interiors. A number of new and existing brands have been added to the the game, with many of the original brands like Snapmatic, Bleeder, E-Cola, and Sprunk receiving a new look. New brands include ARZ Footwear and Clothing, Bump and Grind, Marco Wholesale Footwear, Hank's Waffles, and the Vice City Mambas. A large number of animals will also be making their way from the Wild West, including snakes, seagulls, skunks, raccoons, alligators, wading birds, squirrels, and more. Interestingly, a silhouette on one of the Grass River's wildlife placards seems to depict a werewolf, hinting at a possible mythical creature similar to Bigfoot from GTA 5. The attention to detail in this game is going to be massive. For instance, light shines through Lucia's ear cartilage in one clip, and characters' clothes can get dirty, a nice returning detail from RDR2. During police chases, the NPCs in the car will look out of their side windows to check for oncoming traffic. Bullet scratches through vehicles cause sparks, and the night ambiance benefits from the upgraded lighting system, making the world look incredibly realistic. Stealing vehicles won't be as easy as in previous installments, as the existence of the immobilizer bypass suggests that more high-end or luxury cars will be harder and more complex to steal. Older or cheaper cars with less security might require a slim gym to steal. Once you've stolen a car, it seems you can use in-car navigation to get around the map, as various clips from inside vehicles show a working GPS. Cops will have an upgraded wanted level system in GTA 6, with 5 stars being the maximum level again. A new addition is the status bar at the top of the screen, showing how long until the cops are dispatched to your location. Witnesses can now give full descriptions of your character to the police, making it essential to use masks or disguises to hide your identity. There's also a new CCTV mechanic and detection meter coming to the game, adding even more depth to the wanted system. Interacting with NPCs is returning in a similar way to what we experienced in RDR2.
Good evening, Arthur.
Hello.
Hey. Another day and we're still alive.
Of course we are.
Despite all your best efforts.
You'll be able to handcuff, threaten, and rob NPCs by aiming at them and pressing various buttons for different options. Hostages can either comply or try to run away. Carrying bodies is also returning from RDR2, as seen in one of the clips. There are some exciting gameplay additions related to money laundering, as seen with the car wash icon in the robbery video, suggesting purchasable properties or businesses in single player. There are also hints of a deeper barber system, with various builds of Jason visible in the leaks, sometimes with long hair, short hair, stubble, or clean-shaven. This suggests a hair growth system like in RDR2, or at least a more detailed barber system than what we had in GTA 5. Lastly, there is evidence of a fitness system, as both Jason and Lucia appear to gain and lose weight or muscle in various clips. This, paired with an event called Multi-Gym, hints that fitness and hitting the gym could play a role in character development and their stats, similar to GTA San Andreas. We also know that security cameras work in GTA 6, considering they have a clear line of sight, shown in one of the clips with Jason hiding in a back alley. So approaching a mission quietly and slowly will be in the player's best interest to steer clear of unwanted attention. But another example of dynamic robberies is the infamous clip where Jason walks into a store and is able to see what items are valuable, which means 2 returning things from Red Dead Redemption 2, item interest and a possible economy system based on demand for specific items. Speaking of economic systems, we've talked about drug dealing and all the under-the-table deals you could make in GTA 5. Well, it's looking like it's coming back with GTA 6. In one of the leaked clips, we can see Lucia handing a guy what looks like cash, and in the corner of the screen, it says deal complete. So we're definitely looking at a return to underworld dealings, and I think that's a great addition. It appears that NPC interactions are set to be a major focus in GTA 6. The ability to surrender to police, which builds on the mechanics from Red Dead Redemption 2, indicates that Rockstar is aiming for a more nuanced approach to crime and law enforcement. In one scenario, if you find yourself with 1 star on your wanted level and put your weapon away, you can choose to surrender rather than engaging in a shootout. This feature could lead to various outcomes, depending on the player's choices and the context of the encounter. Moreover, the inclusion of dynamic events, like ambushes and speed traps, suggests that the game world will feel more alive and reactive. We've seen similar features in Red Dead, where NPCs would ambush Arthur based on his actions. Now, finally, the document hints at a deeper customization system, reminiscent of what we saw in Red Dead Redemption 2. Players will likely have more freedom to modify their characters' appearances and gear, which will add personal flair to gameplay. The mention of specific events like the Swole Couple Workout Challenge suggests that there will be fun, engaging side activities that encourage players to explore the world and its mechanics. There's a clip with Lucia walking out of a nightclub, and I don't really have much to say other than the nighttime looks super photorealistic. The street is super sketchy and pitch black aside from the street lights illuminating little bits of it. In that same clip, an NPC was seen eating a hamburger. Moving on to the music and audio breakdown of GTA 6, there were a lot of placeholder songs that were featured in GTA 5, played on the in-game radios. However, Smoke on the Water did appear, and it has never been heard before in Grand Theft Auto, aside from the shop that was named Smoke on the Water in Grand Theft Auto 5. The most obvious part of GTA 6's audio improvement comes from the weapons. There's a poster that says Sinful Sundays, kind of like how in the trailer there was a banner that said Make It Rain Mondays. It'll be crazy if GTA 6 actually makes players realize what day of the in-game week it is, especially considering I don't even know what day of the week it is right now. Some stores won't be open 24/7 like in Red Dead 2. There's an animation for taking cash from NPCs like in Red Dead Redemption 2. You don't just automatically have it when you walk into it like in GTA 5. It seems like only Jason will be able to play dice. Jason's gambling addiction confirmed. The player can shoot off the back of a truck bed while their partner drives. I will say that the clip with Lucia aiming an AK at 2 cop cars pursuing the moving truck seems very mission-like. Also, something cool about the HUD this time around is that the equipped weapon icon is at the bottom right corner and not at the top of the screen, like in previous Rockstar games. When objects load in the distance, there's a dithering fade effect opposed to eye-bleeding pop-in. This effect was also used in Red Dead 2. Lucia can drive Jason's personal vehicle. Unlike Red Dead 2, where you couldn't use your friend's horses, there won't just be one shop attendant anymore. There are way more kinds of enterable interiors than ever before. One of the testers noted that some NPCs move their arms and legs when they stand still, and objects can be pulled out of vehicles, like fishing poles. I'm sure I missed a few things here, so I'll definitely post the rest if I catch any other details. To conclude, Grand Theft Auto 6 has been looking phenomenal, and I cannot wait to dive back into this world. Raccoons dig through trash bins. Light shines through ear cartilage like in Red Dead 2. The player's kneeling position will change every now and then if they get uncomfortable. Interiors are super detailed and true to life, like how in Hank's Waffles, there's a mop bucket, condiments on each table, and light reflects off the floor perfectly. When your characters get on a bike, they will clutch on the brakes before turning it on. NPCs take selfies. Water pollution may depend on the object the water collides with. Carpets have realistic scruff, like in real life. And speaking of ground detail, though the detail on the beach's sand changes depending on who's walked on it, bullet particles float on water and lily pads react to waves. It makes sense that the water physics would be way better this time around. Considering the amount of boat traffic in the trailer, police don't just look straight ahead but check blind spots as well. In the clip where Lucia crashed the truck, the bridge is still under construction, most likely. This means that the map will be inaccessible early on in the story, like in the older GTAs. This is backed by the fact that Lucia has an ankle monitor in the official artwork. When the cops are dispatched to the Waffle House, an NPC says, "Jesus, finally," meaning they are now actually aware of their surroundings and recognize when help is on the way. When attacked, NPCs don't just drop everything they have anymore, they keep their objects with them. NPCs can once again be crippled with bullets before dying, like in GTA 5, but in this game, they put pressure on where they were specifically shot. Jason and Lucia have different door-opening animations. I feel like this is a given considering their actors would be the ones doing the motion capture for their characters. Roger Clark was the actor for Arthur, and his walk was Arthur's walk in-game, and most of the other animations were him as well. In the Hank's Waffles robbery clip, Lucia crawls over the shotgun seat to get to the driver's seat. Before, characters would just unrealistically shuffle their ass through the gear shift. But now, there are more realistic animations showing off how an actual human being would maneuver themselves. Speaking of the Hank's Waffles robbery clip, though, at the beginning, a woman starts saying something, and Jason shuts her up by saying, "Hello there." Listening to it over again a few times made me realize that, holy crap, he interrupted her. NPCs can now shut others' dialogue up by yelling at them, cutting off the rest of their line. That's pretty cool that they're smart enough to do that without it being scripted. Bullets can scratch vehicles instead of making holes. In the background of the video with Jason naming an assault rifle, in a tennis court, we can see an NPC preparing to play tennis. However, I noticed that there was nobody at the opposing end. This probably means tennis will be a mini-game again, because it makes sense for a tennis player to be standing there without an opponent if they're scripted to wait for the player. Now, moving on to vehicles. There are several new vehicle types, which is so cool. First of all, there are new vehicles like boats, including rowboats and jet skis, and there are also going to be aircraft like helicopters and planes that will work better than they did in GTA 5. As for cars, we will have many types like SUVs, motorcycles, trucks, and sedans. We can also expect various brands, including a new car company based on Porsche called Black Reptile. We could also see various vehicle-related gameplay mechanics, including vehicular hijacking and driving improvements, like a high-speed wobble when driving fast on high turns. And we will have manual transmission alongside driving schools returning. Another mechanic we could see in the trailer was the ability to customize vehicles to the extent that you can change the front, rear, and sides. Much like GTA Online, but more in-depth and more robust than anything we've had before. As for the online, I'm really excited to see how they approach it. We could be getting something similar to what we had with Red Dead Redemption Online. I've stated before, but I want to remind everybody that the GTA Online world is really cramped compared to Red Dead Online. And it's obvious that the aim for GTA 6 is to have a much larger world with probably a much larger player count as well. This is a topic that I will be revisiting in the future, but we could see some pretty cool game modes that will revolve around heists, online worlds, or even competitive modes. It's clear that the car interiors in GTA 6 are going to be far more detailed than what we've seen in previous titles. During one clip, we can actually see Jason and Lucia driving away, and the level of detail is impressive. The dashboard lights up, and there are various elements that suggest we might have interactive features inside the cars themselves. This enhancement will add a new layer of immersion to the driving experience, allowing players to feel more connected to their vehicles. Furthermore, there are hints that vehicle performance will vary based on weight and handling, which could make for a more realistic driving simulation. If GTA 6 really incorporates these features, it could mean different cars will handle differently based on their design, weight distribution, and even the state of the vehicle itself, like if it's damaged or not. Speaking of vehicle interactions, the document suggests that the ability to shoot from cars has been completely revamped. Unlike GTA 5, where the shooting mechanics felt more arcade-like, GTA 6 seems to be adopting a more realistic approach. The new over-the-shoulder aiming perspective when shooting out of car windows will enhance both the intensity and immersion of vehicle combat. In one clip, we see Lucia shooting from the passenger seat, which looks significantly more dynamic. This change could make high-speed chases much more thrilling and require players to be more strategic in their engagements. They also crash more realistically as well. There's a clip with Lucia crashing a truck on Highway 97. Of course, it is still a work in progress, so the damage effect is nowhere near how good it will be in the final build. But as the document says, the front fender fell off, the hood bends, and the truck also flips over super fast. I also noticed how the truck started smoking way easier as well, like it naturally would in GTA 5. Cars have an insane amount of health before breaking down, so it would be nice to see vehicle sustainability more grounded this time around. Also, like in real life, car screens work in GTA 6's first-person view, and there's an option to let your partner drive while you can sit shotgun, opposed to you always being the one driving like in every other Grand Theft Auto game. We might see police set up speed traps or gang ambushes in GTA 6, adding a layer of unpredictability to player interactions with the environment. In addition to these gameplay mechanics, there are also signs that the weather and environmental effects will play a significant role. For instance, we've seen clips showing characters reacting to rain or other environmental factors, which could influence gameplay strategies during missions. If a character gets caught in the rain, they may need to find shelter or adapt their tactics, adding an extra layer of realism. GTA 6 is also leaning heavily into the multiplayer experience, with features like buddy columns and buddy pings. These could enhance cooperative gameplay. It's hard to quantify just how big it's going to be because I think some people don't fully grasp just how huge this is. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to break the internet in more ways than one, and it will represent billions and billions of dollars worth of increased revenue. There's even stories and reporting of how Phil Spencer and Hiroki Toki, the guy that's running Sony, are counting on GTA 6 boosting their bottom lines for this next fiscal year through 2025. That's how big the game is. It won't just affect the bottom lines of the companies that are Rockstar making and publishing it, it's going to affect the bottom line of everybody, because it's going to bring a ton of new people into the PS5 and Xbox Series generation. A new report suggests that Sony has secured rights to market Grand Theft Auto 6, alongside the PS5 and the upcoming PS5 Pro. Sony's relationship with Rockstar Games dates all the way back to the PS2 days, so it wouldn't be too surprising if the pair of gaming juggernauts joined forces to market the long-awaited GTA 6. And a recent leak suggests the return of a fan-favorite feature that hasn't been seen since San Andreas in 2004, the basketball minigame. A popular YouTuber, Legacy Kill HD, recently shared some inside info about GTA 6, dropping tantalizing hints about what players might expect. On X, formerly known as Twitter, he hinted that he's almost done sharing what he knows about the game, which seems to include a mix of confirmed and tentative content. According to him, the main story of GTA 6 is set to be shorter than the epic campaign of Red Dead Redemption 2. He also mentioned that some of the missions are inspired by the high-octane action of the Fast and Furious movies, suggesting we might see some adrenaline-pumping set pieces with cars, explosions, and more of the series' signature chaos. As for the basketball minigame, it appears it was being worked on at Rockstar's Toronto studio. However, as of late 2023, it was unclear if the feature would make it into the final game. That said, the chance of GTA 6 having 70% of buildings accessible is still high, despite the map reportedly being twice the size of GTA 5's map. Rockstar could once again blow us away by achieving this vision, adding new depth to the game world and enriching the experience for role players, especially since Rockstar acquired the roleplay platform 5M. Another new patent from 2021 focuses on NPC animations and how they can have randomized responses based on their environment, moods, and events. In the leaked clips, we already saw examples of this. NPCs now react to things like incoming rain or interactions with other NPCs, going beyond the current capabilities of NPCs in games. This new system combines modular building blocks of animations to make each NPC feel more alive and intelligent, even surpassing what we saw in Red Dead Redemption 2. Another patent supports this idea, discussing how NPCs in traffic can develop their own driving styles and become more aware of their surrounding. In an interview, Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick emphasized the potential of AI to make NPCs more interesting and fun. It's safe to assume that these advances will make GTA 6 NPCs more dynamic and engaging, especially in scenarios involving social media interactions, which were hinted at in the trailer. Rockstar made it clear that social media will play a considerable part in GTA 6. While social media platforms have been parodied in previous games, they were never very interactive. The GTA 6 trailer suggests a new level of interaction, where players and NPCs can record and upload videos, generating likes, shares, and internet fame. While GTA 6 won't focus on hacking like Watch Dogs, we can expect Rockstar to take social media mechanics further. The online experience in GTA 6 will likely build upon these innovations, especially with a recent patent describing seamless session switching in online environments. This technology could drastically reduce loading times and allow players to move between different sections of a large map without experiencing loading screens. The patent also aims to prevent issues like car duplication glitches. Ultimately, Rockstar is known for pushing the boundaries with each new title, and while it remains to be seen whether these ambitious patents will come to full fruition in GTA 6, there's reason to believe that the next entry will set new standards. Rockstar once said, "We understand more than ever the need to exceed players' expectations, and for this next entry to be the best it can possibly be." Twitter seems to have an issue when it comes to this game, and that's the same thing people have been complaining about for the last 20 years, the nature of the gameplay. Now, what inspired this was a tweet I saw by Elon Musk. He replied to a tweet by someone saying they'd never played a GTA game. His response was, "Tried, but didn't like doing crime. GTA 5 required shooting police officers in the opening scene. Just couldn't do it." Keep in mind, this is the same guy who complains about social media censorship and modern society being too soft. This tweet is absolutely hilarious to me because of the mental image it creates. Elon, sitting down after a long day of work back in 2013 with his brand new copy of GTA 5. He's never heard of the series and thinks he's about to play as a district attorney prosecuting criminals who have committed Grand Theft Auto. Then the sheer horror on his face as he realizes, "Oh no, I'm the bad guy," throwing the controller to the ground. "I can't do it. I can't do it." I think this is probably engagement bait just meant to appease his audience. It seems like a tweet his fanboys would love, but if this is meant sincerely, it's so stupid. This is like saying you can't play Madden because you couldn't bear the thought of accidentally injuring a virtual player. Tweets like this are comical, but they also help open my eyes. If someone tweets this and means it, it suddenly makes a whole lot more sense why they'd want to ban a game like GTA. Maybe they truly can't separate a video game from reality, and they think nobody else can either. This kind of mindset leads to other tweets like, "We need to ban GTA 6. In a world of OnlyFans and rampant porn, this game is going to make young people's mental health much worse." When I see these kinds of narratives being pushed, I don't even know where to begin. There are so many ways to dissect it and point out how ridiculous it is that I feel like a kid in a candy shop, unsure of where to start. I guess I'll start here. This idea that porn is somehow new, that OnlyFans is going to be the downfall of society. People have been seeking out ways to see other people naked and paying for it since the dawn of humanity. It wasn't until the last couple hundred years that it became something to be ashamed of. It feels like we're going backwards. Things that shouldn't be taboo are becoming more and more unacceptable. But beyond that, if you care about what people are doing in the privacy of their own homes, like some random person having an OnlyFans behind a paywall, and it's not being shoved in your face, then you don't have many real issues to worry about. None of this is even relevant, because the things people like this are referring to are clips of a virtual woman twerking or being inside a strip club. This game has nothing to do with OnlyFans or porn. It's hilarious because it's always people like this who complain about woke people and how society is too soft, yet they go on Twitter and cry because they see a woman dancing. It's not the 1400s anymore. Get over yourself. Nobody has to live their life based on your silly, prudish standards. Also, the idea that GTA 6 is somehow making these things a reality makes me think these people have never been outside. Grand Theft Auto games have always been satires on society. If you've ever partied in Miami, especially during spring break, a lot of the trailer will look familiar. It's not like GTA 6 is inventing women in bikinis or women twerking, and even if it were, who cares? If you go your whole life trying to convince yourself you can't appreciate a nice butt, you're going to die a sad person. If GTA invented twerking, I'd be thanking Rockstar. Seriously, do these people wake up one day and decide, okay, I'm never having fun again. My personality now is to be a boring person on Twitter who complains about everything. I just don't get it. The simple fact is, GTA is a game intended for adults. Are people under 18 going to play it? Absolutely. Let's not play stupid. But that's not Rockstar's issue. It's a parent's responsibility to gauge whether they think their child is mature enough to play the game. A video game is not reality. Just like the movies you watch, the shows you watch, or the books you read aren't reality. It's no different with a video game. A person who knows how to separate fiction from reality will have no problem playing a game like GTA, just like they wouldn't have a problem watching The Godfather or any other violent movie. It shouldn't be the world's responsibility to make sure that irresponsible parents are parenting their children. Not everything that might be inappropriate for someone under 18 should be banned because people can't teach their kids to handle it responsibly. If we were to try and follow this logic, it would be a disaster. Do we ban GTA because kids can't separate it from reality? What's next? Should we ban Forza because it might encourage kids to street race? Should we ban Subnautica because some kid might drown trying to build a base at the bottom of the ocean? Should we ban NBA 2K because people have broken their ankles playing basketball? While we're at it, let's ban any media, video games, TV, movies, books that portrays any crime because you never know what it might inspire.